Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. So this is a timeless reading for Aries, obviously Aries sun sign, but also Aries ascendant or rising sign. And even if you have an Aries moon, this reading is for you too. This is a timeless reading, exactly what you need to hear right now to bring in all the abundance and create this beautiful life that you are looking for. So we have the Star Seeds Oracle cards. I put two down and we're going to start with the reading. They'll sort of present the sort of foundation for your reading, and then we'll pull in other cards and see what messages we have for you today. Okay, so the first card is Water Your Garden, Nourishment, Body Care, Tenderness, and Rest. And the second card is, excuse me, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. So we obviously have this very, this need to sort of self-nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. I feel as though there is, for some of you, a need to pull back a little bit from the world. And even if you're out in the world and integrating yourself, it's about keeping a little bit extra for yourself, a little bit of a reflection period for you. I feel as though for a lot of you, Aries, you are going through this new understanding of self and what it is that you want and need. And specifically what it is, we're going to do the manifestor cards too now. What it is that you've, what I'm hearing is what it is that you put up with before versus what it is that you are willing to put up with now. So it's not exactly boundaries. I feel as though you're very good at expressing your boundaries. And you're good at backing off from situations that no longer work for you. I feel as though you're excellent at walking away from situations and people that don't work for you. I feel as though you definitely are the sort of people who have learned succinctly from every aspect of your life and every situation that's ever come into your life. But there is a need. I feel for some of you, and this is again a general reading, but this is what I'm getting for Aries. I feel for Aries, the message is that you almost expose too much. You almost are an open book in a way. And it's, the boundaries are there. So it's not like you're getting hurt per se, but there's no, it's not even expansion necessarily. You open yourself up in a way that there's nothing left for yourself. It's a unique way of doing it. It's not exactly that you're overexerting yourself. You actually run off the energy of helping people and being engaged and being in and around situations and new beginnings constantly. It gives you energy to move forward, and you absolutely love it. You feed off of it, and that's a brilliant way to be. That's, that fire energy, that brand new energy, that bold energy of Aries. You definitely possess that, but I feel as though you possess it in such a way that you've almost sort of burnt yourself out in certain aspects. So you're being asked to not change necessarily how you are in the world, because that sense of sort of freedom and constantly renegotiating your version of freedom is absolutely beautiful, and it brings you to new heights and new situations and new people that adds to your soul in a really unique way. But I feel as though for you it's about saving a little for yourself. You share so much sometimes that I feel as though, or recently you've been in a situation, and it could have been a love situation, that you've expanded yourself so much that there's nothing left for you. And I feel as though coming back to your sense of self and sort of renegotiating again on your own terms could be something that you need to do. So let's see what we have here. So when I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. Yeah, I feel as though there's just been a little disconnect to your heart center. And when that's disconnected, you're a little bit disconnected with the universe. Now, the way in which this disconnection works for you, Aries, is very specific with the universe. You're always guided and you're very spiritual. So you act on that guidance without question in a way that other signs don't. So that's a beautiful way for you. Now, you've not lost that, Aries, and I don't think you ever will. But because there's a sense of self that needs to be rediscovered, and that space that you need for yourself, your sense of connection with the universe has been dumbed down ever so slightly, that you're feeling sort of alienated just a little bit, from your own sense of expression and your own sense of sort of authority. So let's see what we have here and get you back to that. It's a quick fix. It really is. This one's calling to me too. Okay. Spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. Yes. So, there's one thing, I'm going to choose this one too, because I really like it. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. So it's not just an impatience. I feel as though this is a matter of, there's a strength in you that's really, really absolutely beautiful. And it's the reason why people trust you. It's the reason why you move forward in situations very quickly. But I'm just going to put this out there, Aries, and just let me know what you think. There's a difference between alignment and control. And I feel as though you have a unique sense of self, and you sort of border on both of those sometimes. And you can at a razor's edge, you can work with alignment and still work with the sense of control in a way that other signs can't. So when you tip into that sense of control, it still feels as though you are aligned, and actually you're tipping into that control a little bit. The way in which you can tell that you've tipped into the sense of control and to pull back into the alignment is if you're feeling impatient, if things aren't coming to you as quickly as you want, because you're excellent manifestors. You're excellent manifestors. I mean, you really can. I see some of you driving to the store. It's like, I want to park right here. I want to pop right into the store and come right out and be done in 30 seconds. And that parking space is right there for you. I mean, you manifest on a really high level, even seemingly small things, which you may or may not take for granted in your life. And it's only when sort of the bigger sort of alignment or the bigger manifestations come into your life where you're like, oh my goodness, I did that. But you do that on a smaller, minute level too, on a sort of micro level. You may not only see it on the macro level, but you do it on the micro level. So if you're getting frustrated with things not coming as quickly as they could, then you might have gone a little, again, on the razor's edge, which you're normally very good at. You might be slightly on the control end of the alignment factor in your life. Now, when you move into the control aspect, the connection with your spirit guides can go away just a little bit. Because you are always told what you need to know. Your sense of intuition is absolutely impeccable, but you have this very, very, very firm sense of self that sometimes overrides your intuition. And even though your guides are telling you X, Y, and Z, you might be like, yeah, but I'm doing this because this is what I feel. Now, that's the control aspect that's not being in alignment. So when you're feeling this, just come back into the sense of alignment. That's all you need to do. Again, you can really travel down that road on the razor's edge of alignment and control in a way that other signs cannot. But I feel as though for you, taking that sense to isolate yourself a little bit, and again, I don't usually use this word, but you're for the most part, you're a people person. For a general, you're a people person, and even if you are a person that is not always around people, you take the energy of people into your space. You're very rarely alone, even when you are alone. You are definitely the sort of person, I'm going to do, an hour of meditation. You might call 2 people in that time. And that's who you are. You are a people person. You are definitely there to upgrade people's lives, bring in the sense of fun and beauty. There's literally nothing that you won't do if somebody gives you a good reason to do it. You're not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. You're not going to do things just for the sake of doing it. But if somebody gives you a good reason to do it, you'll do it. So the universe is asking you to step away and step back and just get back into alignment. Really figure out, again, reassess who you are. Again, for some of you who have just been through a little bit of heartbreak or or a sense of sort of questioning for some reason. And that may or may not have happened because of sort of a catalyst situation, or being triggered either with work or a love situation or something like that. Something that is asking you to reassess the idea of, again, control and alignment. Now let's do, give me a second here. We are going to do the Goddess Tarot here, and pull you in a few last messages and see what practical advice we can give you. You are on the right track. And just for those of you who, again, you know, been knocked for, yes, getting back to your own sense of self, your own magic, yes. And this, you know, for those of you who have been through a situation recently, where you've been triggered into sort of reassessing, that situation was great. You're actually okay with the situation happening because you really can cut and dry. All right, this happened. This was supposed to happen. Even though there's an aspect of you that might be heartbroken, it does feel as though you know that these things needed to happen. And the one thing that you do, Aries, is that you do open up your heart. When you give intensely. And this is a beautiful thing for you. And, you know, if you, and again, this is a general reading, but if you have been through a situation in your life that has triggered this understanding of like going within and refigurating where you are and how it is that you align versus control, then you are in a beautiful place for you to have this kind of like reassessing again of your life and bringing back your own power. I feel as though the other thing, Aries, is that you do give so much of yourself too, that sometimes you actually, for such a strong personality, you can get lost in that understanding of somebody else or in that situation. This is a chance for you. And for those of you who have not been triggered and have not had a situation that has triggered you into this understanding, but this reading is resonating with you anyway, which is wonderful. This is a time for you to go within and reassess and really pull back into your own sense of magic. What you do is you take on the beauty of other cultures, so many other people's opinions, and from that you still have a strong sense of self. But the connection to your own magic and how that works in the world completely without the reflection of other people's opinions is what you're being asked to do. Again, reassess on your own terms, alignment, control, grounding back into your own power, and also pulling back a little bit of yourself from other people. I feel as though for some of you, you're so open with your expansion that at times people have almost used that against you, or if they've used it against you, but you said this and this, that, and the other. And it's because you have this sense of expansion, and you do tend to pull in and attract people from all walks of life, which is absolutely wonderful. And for some people, you're definitely the person that people go to in order to be a sounding board. The universe is asking you to be a sounding board for yourself and reassess who you are and what it is that you want. And for some of you, it could be reassessing your own goals and your next move. Getting back in touch with your own power, your own magic without limitation, without the sense of anybody else projecting upon you in any way. Because you're such a strong personality, I feel as though you do get projected upon a lot. And again, usually this does not affect you, but with everything else that's going on right now, I feel as though there needs to be some kind of cleansing of the old, of others, and coming back to a new sense of self where you can reclaim your power on your own terms and get back out there, Aries, doing what it is that you do, lighting the world on fire in your own unique way. So, Aries, I was going to say Pisces, but that's not you at all. So Aries, I hope this resonated and we gave you some insights for you to move forward in your own beauty and strength and pulling back your power and magic that only you have in this lifetime. So do let me know if this reading resonated. It was wonderful to read for you today. And until we meet again, Aries, bye-bye.